there, and welcome to another guitar session with Jason Carey. I'm Jason Carey, and we are playing guitar live tonight, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so now I wanted to invite you to take a look at one of our all-time favorite songs here on this Guitar Learning channel, YouTube's own Play Guitar Now with Jason Carey live stream. It's the let's see, Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond. And sorry we were late tonight. We had a little bit of a snafu. We had I don't want to bum everybody out, but geez, here in Maine, I don't know who's watching now or later, but we had a Somerset County Sheriff deputy get shot to death today. So we've been trying to follow that news, but we did prepare something really fun for everybody to learn, and hopefully we're ready to have a good time. So without further ado, let's start learning Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond. So we'll start with no capo. We're eventually going to get a capo 2 on there, so if you don't have it handy, go grab it while we tune up. And if you have other friends who are interested in this song, give them a quick little link and show them a little love, share a little love, and get them on board, and we'll have more fun that way. The more the merrier, right? So we'll start with open low E string. We'll just make sure we're tuned up. We have a lot to cover tonight. The PDF lesson that you usually get tonight is 5 pages long. A. Special thanks to Kathy and Percy for helping me set this up in like lickety split, a really quick period of time. Oh, the stream title might be wrong, so I'll have to adjust that later maybe. D, G, B, and E. Okay, so it's raining up here this evening too, so we have a pretty nice spring coming in, and a nice summer coming hopefully for everybody. So if you have any questions before we get started, a little bit of housekeeping. We're going to have the live chat open for the remainder of this session. If you have any questions, type them away, type them right into that live chat. We, as usual, will get to those live chats right away. And if we, for some reason, don't make it to those chats during this session, we do follow up. So just give us a little email or something, and some way that we can follow up with you, and we'll make it happen. Okay, we'll make sure that we get those questions answered to the best of our ability. So we tuned up. Do you have a capo ready? We have a capo ready. We're going to capo number 2. Let's see. Yep, capo on fret number 2, and you can download that on our bit link here. It's Sweet Caroline Guitar. It's bit.ly/Sweet Caroline Guitar Lesson, and it's pretty simple to find. 5 megabyte file. We should always warm up first, so we'll start out on position number 9 with finger number 1 and finger number 2 and finger number 3 and finger number 4, and we'll move to the next string. I don't know if we can change the live stream title while it's in the stream or not. You want to try it? Yeah, let's see what happens. We're going to take a little risk here, folks. Bear with us. Hang right in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If we happen to go offline, we'll come right back. If you're watching this video after the live stream, you could just fast forward to probably about 10 minutes in, and then find the beginning of the lesson. But it's really important, if you have the time, or if you you don't have the time, just to start building that time into our guitar playing calendars, because it's a really important thing to do, this warm-up. It's damn near impossible to learn anything on the guitar if we don't have our minds ready. So, you know, really important. Don't hesitate to take the time to do all of these warm-ups. I'm just going to go down through this whole sequence until we get to position number 1. I'm using all downstrokes in this case, but I could easily be using all upstrokes, which is fine. Or we could use a combination of just the up and down strokes. And then we could also mix up the 1, 2, 3, 4 to 4, 3, 2, 1. What? Yeah. Did it change? You think so? If we can get a confirmation as to whether the live stream title changed, that's great. And if not, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So we tried changing it midstream. So today we're talking about, you can take a look at the chords you have listed here. We have a nice chord chart. Before we have the before we get into page number 1, let's skip over to page number 2. We've got the old lazy A going. We're going to rock that A out tonight. That's the open A string, fret 2 on the D, G, and B strings with finger number 1. Kind of lays over. This would be kind of the, you know, the typical way, the old folky way to do it, but kind of do that rock and roll A. Pretty fun stuff. D, we'll start with the open D string, finger 1 on the G on fret 2, and finger 3 on there, right up there on fret number 3 in the B, and finger 2. Okay, a tambourine under the left foot really makes a big difference. So sometimes you just got to have one of these kicking around. It really does make a nice difference, especially if you wanted to feel that groove really rolling. The E chord's the next one. We have 2 more chords. The E, open low E. Fingers 2, 3, and 1 fall into place. Frets 2 and then 1, you know. And then the top 2 strings are open. Okay, then we get the that's kind of a fun song too. Maybe we'll do that one time. Really lean into the D with the A in the bass. So we've got an open A, and then we're basically using that 4th fret on the D, finger 1 on the 2 on the G string, and then finger 3 on the B. Okay, so now we're going to skip back to, once we're all capoed up, we're going to skip back to the first page, which is an outline of all of the shapes that we're using for the introduction part of the guitar line. Any of us who've played blues, American blues music, we have that, we have that same blues riff, those same notes showing up in the very introduction of the song we're talking about today. So we have fret 0 on the low open E string, fret 2 on the A, fret 4 on the A. We're going to plug that, we'll plug that 3rd finger in there on fret 4. We'll plug the 4th finger in on fret 5 on the A. Okay? Then we have these little pieces like major thirds and minor thirds, It's all in the tablature here, and you can always review this video later unless you would like me to stop or slow down just a wee bit and cover the introduction. But we're going to keep moving on, and we're on the second staff of page number 1 now, the second stack of tones. So the introduction is going to sound something like this. Head right into the A. Okay, so I'm going to take a break here real quick before we do formally cover the introduction of the song. Any questions? This is where I would typically have a beverage, but I left my beverage in the other room. So I'll do the beverage next time. Next week at 9, Wednesday at 9. If you like, share, subscribe, and set a reminder too, because it's really important to remember to kind of ding yourself into Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Meet us then. You can watch me take another sip during a break. It'll be really exciting times for us. So without further ado, let's get into the introduction of the song. Okay, so we're on page number 3 now. If you're following along with the tablature, this song is so awesome, and it's so fun to play. When you get to the chorus, it just tears apart. Open low E string. We're going to play open low E string the whole time on quarter notes. Every time we play a quarter note, so let's count the first 2 bars. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1. Oh, okay, let's do the first bar. 1 and 2, 3. That's a half note right there. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and, okay, then the last beat is 4 and. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So the second bar is the same rhythmic pattern, eighth notes, 2 eighth, an eighth tied to an eighth, followed by a quarter, and then an eighth tied to an eighth, followed by another quarter. Okay, the next line, staff number 2, okay, and staff number 3 is a little more complicated because we're starting with fingers 4 and 3. Okay, let's do staff number 3 one more time. Then we'll run over to page number 4 and start directly in the verse. And it's very short strum patterns, and we'll strum down, we'll get quickly through the string set, strum the chord, and then quickly let these 3 fingers, 2 or 3 fingers, fall gently over the strings so that we don't really want that sound. I mean, it's kind of a cool sound, but we want the sound to be deadened or completely choked out. Okay, and we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're doing the same thing on the D chord. But the D chord, maybe I'll use my right hand, the blade of my palm here, and just tip that in there to get that palm mute going. Or we can couple that with the 4th finger sort of reaching out and reaching in. And back to the A. Back to pre-chorus, we open it up a little bit. There's a little less palm muting. Then we're doing the D with the A and the bass. And then directly to the D. And it's building the whole time. The end of the pre-chorus goes right into Sweet Caroline. And then we're playing only one bar of A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, chorus starts here. 1 bar of A, 3 bars of D, followed by 2 bars of E. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweet. So it's sweet Caroline. After we get through those 2 bars of E, we go right back to the beginning of the chorus. So that the second time around, that second ending is actually E, D, A with C in the bass, or just A, and then D, and then back to the beginning of the verse. That again. Then for the B section or the pre-chorus, we stop palm muting. Could actually do that second ending could be this. So it's sort of that if we arranged it like that, it would be more closely resembling the recording, the studio recording. So we have the A. It's not written down, but if you wanted to do this, we could use fret 7, 9 and 9, and then on the A, D, and G strings. Now we're dragging that down a whole step, then we're going down a half step, and we're using frets 4, 7, and 6. Then we're bringing that shape down a whole step, but this time stretching that 4th finger up to fret 6. 2, 6, and 4. So, anybody have any questions? It's time for the review round. So, let's take a quick review. I must went but I'm not sure if that's a trademarked thing. Hopefully not. So, any questions? Anything coming up? Stop me. Please stop me if you do have questions. But what we're doing now is reviewing. And if you like this guitar session and you want to sign up for another guitar session, or if you have requests we actually had a few requests come in for today. So I think next week we may do Knocking on Heaven's Door or Ripple by Grateful Dead, or Patience by Guns N' Roses. A little GNR, never heard anybody, as far as I know. I mean, that's probably not totally accurate, but Rainbow Connection by Kermit the Frog, you know. So I had a few really cool suggestions tonight, and please feel free to also provide us with your suggestions. So like, share, subscribe. I like to say give us a little less. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to set the reminder so you can be reminded of our Wednesday nights, Playing Guitar Live on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Jason Carey, right here on YouTube. So if you would like to stick around, we're just going to cover the quickly review the entire thing, give you a chance to sort of have a couple of questions show up. So we have the introduction. Okay, do you remember that part? And then we go right into the verse, and that's very, very nice and poppy. And we repeat the verse. Nice 8-bar pattern repeated, back to E, capo 2. And when we get to the pre-chorus, it opens up a little bit. We don't sort of restrict it. D with A in the bass. You guys might like to have that octave pattern there, so if you do, you could just keep playing. Keep playing the D chord if you like. Or you could do something that you could spice it up a little bit, spiff it up a little bit by using those octaves. Fret number, what is it? 2, 4, 5, 7, and 10. Okay, so those octave patterns need to move in parallel form. If you have questions about those, get me for next time. Okay, so the chorus is this. That's going to do it for tonight. I'm just going to have some fun and play our way out of here until someone shuts me off. And I look forward to seeing you again next Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel.